Hello, my name is Stuart. I recently had the opportunity to visit Mid-Bay Shores down in Destin, Florida. Mid-Bay Shores is a vacation spot that I'm going to talk to you about today. My experience with vacation spots as far as this one is concerned is this was my first time, but I have been to other beach locations. So I'm going to talk to you about what this place offers, and you can decide for yourself if you would consider it a best buy. The first thing that I would recommend about Mid-Bay Shores is its location. Well, actually, let me backtrack. First off, Mid-Bay Shores is set up for the military. The military has popular vacation spots like Florida or Colorado or Hawaii, for instance, that have specific, not so much like regular on-base billeting, but have sections of real estate sanctioned off for military personnel to go on vacation with their family and friends. And that's what Mid-Bay Shores is. Mid-Bay Shores, as I was going to say, is located down in Destin, Florida. And for all of us that are stationed in Alabama, it's very, very convenient because of its location. I myself am stationed in Montgomery, Alabama at Maxwell Air Force Base. So it's only about a 3.5-hour drive. Not bad at all to get down to the beach. The other great thing about the location of Mid-Bay Shores in Destin is where it is in Destin. Destin itself is, for the most part, beachfront. Mid-Bay Shores is actually on the beach. As you drive into Destin, you'll go like you're going to go across the Mid-Bay Bridge, and then just underneath the Mid-Bay Bridge is where Mid-Bay Shores are. It's a series of cabins and RV hookups only for military at lower rates, and they're anywhere from 10 yards to 40 yards off the actual beach itself. Another great thing about its location is because it's underneath the Mid-Bay Bridge, getting to anything you'd like to do while you're on vacation is very, very simple. All you do is leave Mid-Bay Shores rec area, get up on the Mid-Bay Bridge, and go across, and you're right there in Fort Walton Beach. If you don't want to go into Fort Walton Beach, you just head back north and you're right back into Destin. Very, very convenient. And those are a couple of the great things about its location. Now, in the way the economy is today, we all have to be concerned about how much something costs. So the next thing I'm going to talk to you about is the price. You would probably expect to spend anywhere from $100 to $150 a night for a hotel room on the beach. How much would you spend for a house that sleeps 7 people? Well, you'd probably spend a lot more than just $55 a night. But for myself, as an E5 staff sergeant in the United States Air Force, that's all I spend a night, $55 a night. It sleeps it sleeps me plus 6 of my closest friends and family. Very, very convenient. Comes with a kitchen, 2 queen-size beds, pull-out beds, and a pull-out couch. Very, very good for its price. Other things to consider about the price is how much you're going to actually have to be spending while you're down there. How much driving you're going to have to do, because all that's going to eat up gas money and everything else. Well, because of its location, being right there underneath the Mid-Bay Bridge, all you have to do is pay a nominal fee, $2.50, to cross the Mid-Bay Shore toll bridge. It takes you right there in Fort Walton Beach. If you decide that's not what you want to do, you just head north for free back into Destin. Price-wise, it's very, very reasonable. Also, what can you do down there that is going to be free? Well, you do have free public beaches. The only bad thing about going to a public beach sometimes is crowd can be a little rowdy, especially if you have young kids. Maybe there's some stuff down there you don't want them to see. It may not be as patrolled as often as a state park. So maybe you prefer a state park. Henderson State Park in Fort Walton Beach is approximately 10 minutes from Mid-Bay Shores. It only costs $4.50 from anywhere from 2 to 8 people as a group. You got 2 people, you're going to pay the same price as if you got 8. If you have more than 8 that are going with you, you're going to pay a little bit more, but not much. But still, $4.50 to have fun all day in the sand, you can't beat it. Okay? One of the last things I'd like to talk to you about is some of the amenities that Mid-Bay Shores provides. You get down to Florida, of course you have the beach, of course you have where you're going to sleep, but what are you going to do while you're down there? Well, that's the great thing about being down in the Destin, Fort Walton Beach area, which is where Mid-Bay Shores is located. You've got jet skis, you've got boat rentals, you've got parasailing, you've got just about anything your heart can desire. Now, with all that, there's going to come some more cost involved, of course. For the parrot heads in the group, they're making their way down to Florida. You do have some popular places to eat that Jimmy Buffett has kind of coined. Cheeseburger Paradise is a good place to go get a margarita and of course a cheeseburger. There's also the Silver Sands outlet malls if you prefer to do some shopping while you're down there. Then you also have the local hangouts, of course, just some nice hole in the walls like Perry's Seafood or Bison Steakhouse. Then you also have one of the more famous places. I'm actually wearing one of the t-shirts. Is Fuddpuckers. Fuddpuckers is a great place to visit. If you're down there, it's kind of specific to that area. They only have them down there in Florida. Really cool hangout to get some great seafood. Well, that is why I believe Mid-Bay Shores is such a good deal for the military. Okay, it's a very, very popular vacation spot. It's not going to break your budget, especially I know a lot of us in the military are on a budget. Even more so if you've got kids, what have you. So Mid-Bay Shores is going to help you out a lot. Let's recap. Why is Mid-Bay Shores so good for us? Well, location, it's only 3.5 hours if you're stationed in the central part of Alabama, Maxwell. A little closer if you're stationed down in the southern portion of Alabama. The price or the location, really can't beat it. It's not that long to take the kids. Don't have to worry about them acting up in the car. The price, you really can't beat it. $55 a night. It may be a little more if you're a little bit higher ranking, but it is gradual. You're not going to pay $140 just because you're an E7. E7s usually pay, I think, $65. So the price is very, very comparable. And the last thing, you got to remember your amenities. I would suggest take some time, plan out your trip. Make sure you hit up the local hotspots and your favorite places, and you're going to do just fine.